hey you, what up? Welcome to the channel. Maryam here. It's Faves X Fails time for the month of November. However, I haven't actually conducted a Faves X Fails since September, so this will also include some of my favorites and some of the failed product for October as well. So this is gonna be a nice, well-rounded type of video that I know you are here for. So let's get right into it. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already, notification bell, and let's get into it. Faves X Fails, November plus October. We've got quite a list over here, quite a list. So let's hit it. I'm gonna start with a fail. I never really do this. I always like to start positive, but today I just have to talk about this product first because it's gonna go on my face first. Although this is not an epic fail, this is one of those failed expectations type of fails, you know? Sadly, I'm talking about the Keys Soul Care Let Me Glow Illuminating Serum. I tried this recently on top of my makeup, and then I also tried it on my bare skin, and unfortunately, it was just a little bit lackluster. Now, granted, this may probably not be lackluster to some of you who are looking for like a little bit of an illuminating glow, just like a hint of something. However, I have been obsessed with the NATASHA DENONA High-Gen Skin Glass Illuminating Serum. This one is unlike anything else. This is not a new product, but it is kind of like an all-time fave, I guess. I've been mixing it in with my foundations, which I will talk about later on in the video. I've been wearing it on its own. This is an incredible product. You can wear it on your chest, on your neck, on your collarbone. If you have your shoulders open or whatnot, this has been glorious for me. And this sadly does not compare. So let me actually show you side by side what I'm talking about. Let me use this one here. And I'm gonna apply just a little bit of the Keys Soul Care, and also just a little bit of the NATASHA DENONA. As you can see immediately, this is a lot more liquidy, a lot more serum-like, whereas this just looks like cream. So I don't really like to blend things out with my fingers, but I might have to. So yeah, so check this out. This does give a little bit of a glow, right? Clearly. Not like a mirror-like glass skin glow, but something is definitely giving. It's actually kind of nice on my forehead. And this smells divine, by the way. But the problem with this is once you apply your foundation on top, the glow completely goes away. It's just not strong enough. It's nice for that little bit of a hydrating base. It smells like roses, but it is nowhere near as glass-like and mirror-like as this. I mean, you could see the difference on my forehead. This is like phenomenal. This looks like liquid gold on my skin. And the kind of base that this provides is unlike anything else that I've tried. All right, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Now my brows are already complete. I'm using my favorite product for November, October, probably September, and it is the Ardell Brow Glue. I'm gonna pop it up so you can see what it looks like. This is an inexpensive product and it works really, really well. The thing is, you kind of have to figure out the best way to use it because it does dry quite quickly. So you need one of these metallic brush separators type of spoolies in order to really maneuver your hair into place and really brush it out. The little spoolie and brush that comes with it is unfortunately not strong enough because it is plastic, it's not metal, so I would recommend using a metal one like this. This one is from Urban Decay from years ago. I don't think they produce this anymore, but I think Tweezerman actually has a very similar product, just in case you're looking for it. Anyway, if you want to get an updated brow routine, just let me know below. I'm thinking of actually doing some sort of a YouTube Shorts or Reels or TikTok or whatever. I do have a new technique that I want to share with you, but not today. Today's about Faves X Fails. Moving on to primer. Sadly, I was not a fan of the NYX face glue. As much as I love the NYX brow glue, not as much as I love the Ardell brow glue. This primer was just meh. That's what I wrote in my notes. Meh. I get it, it's inexpensive and the packaging is really cool. It does look like glue, but I didn't really see it gripping or smoothing or perfecting my skin or making my foundation last any longer. In fact, I actually think it made my foundation kind of cakey looking. So, not a fan. Maybe I'm not using it with the right products, but when I love a primer, it's gotta work with everything, which is why I always keep reaching back for my NARS because it is just the greatest for me. And I noticed that a lot of people in my video comments have been saying that they want to love this, but they just don't understand how to use it. So let me give you a little bonus tip in this Faves X Fails, even though this video is not about that. This is a longtime favorite product, but I'll just plug it in, you know, why not? So basically what I like to do is pick up the transparent version or the universal shade with the, I was gonna say with the NARS brush, but it's not. This is a NARS brush, but it is very similar to the NARS brush, which I have here. You see they're very similar angle, very similar density, doesn't matter. So I like to apply this to my most oily zones, which is the center of the face, also the forehead. And then I kind of like to spread it, not upwards, but downwards in the direction of like closing the pores. Because if you lift it up, you will, in essence, apply the product towards the light, and so it won't necessarily work as well, in my opinion. You can also use circular motions, but the whole point is to just really spread the product and kind of thin it out on the face. All right, already you can see that glow is gone. What glow? But on this side of the face, there is still a glow. All right, once you've spread that out, you could apply a little bit more to perhaps the forehead. I really like to hit this area between the brows. And this actually helps me control my oils for longer than other products because it includes that Upsolite magic ingredient that comes from Sweden. It is known for controlling oils better than mica or talc. So I am addicted to this. This has been my favorite for over a year now. I can't seem to find anything better. Danessa said she made it for me, or maybe I said that she made it for me, and she kind of agreed. So this is made for me, and if you have a super oily skin type, this is also for you. Moving on to foundation. Shall we go with the faves or with the fails? Let's just go with the fails since we're failing at everything today. Not everything. Sadly, this red viral tear cushion is a major fail for me. This did not work whatsoever. And I know a lot of people love it. A lot of people got paid to review this product, so they love it extra, you know. But for me, this just did not work that great. And I've tried it so many times, and there were a lot of people in my comments saying that I was being extra critical. Others that are saying it was the same kind of thing for them. They hated it even though everybody loved it. Listen, I wanted to like this so badly because I love the idea of a one and done kind of product that basically erases all your flaws on your face and doesn't need to be set. And the one thing that I did like about this is that it is in fact self-setting. So I wanted to love it. I wanted to figure out a way to make it work. People were saying I was picking up too much product, applying too much on my face. The problem with this was that this was far too texture enhancing for me. It wasn't even texture enhancing. It was just making my texture look so much worse than what it is. It was aging my skin in a way that I hadn't seen my skin age with a lot of products, with any products really. So although this worked on the perimeter of my face where my skin is really smooth, specifically my forehead, this absolutely did not work for these areas here where I have some acne scars and some enlarged open pores. In fact, it made it look like a concentrated mess, like there was something wrong with my skin, like I was having some sort of a allergic reaction. It was just a hot mess, and no matter what I tried, no matter how little product I picked up, whether I wore a primer or whether I didn't, this did not work for me one bit. However, Tear, the brand, was kind enough to also send me their pink and their silver cushions after my initial red cushion review, and one of these was a big hit for me and I've been wearing it ever since. The silver one was also a fail, and I'm just actually so confused by this whole notion because the red one is supposed to be full coverage satin finish, silver is supposed to be sheer coverage natural finish, I guess, and the pink is supposed to be its fullest matte coverage. And considering how this one made my skin look, I was expecting the pink one, the fullest coverage, to be even worse, and I had my hopes and I had my high hopes set on the silver one. But after testing both side by side, I do have that video, the silver one just was not enough coverage for me, and the pink one ended up being perfect. I don't know, it worked on my smooth forehead, it worked on the sides of my jaw where I have some breakouts, it worked in the center of my face where I have enlarged open pores and acne scars. Basically, this one was the one for me. I traveled with this one to Dubai recently and it was great. It wore great and I loved it. So just because something is viral doesn't mean that it's for everyone, doesn't mean that everyone's gonna love it. And just because something is a little bit less talked about doesn't mean that you shouldn't try it, is basically what I'm trying to say in this video. Let's talk about another favorite foundation for the month. This is gonna be the one that I wear in this video just because I love it so much. It's so incredible. It saved me so much time and so much effort, which I love. I am talking about the new LYS foundation stick. This one is a godsend, okay? It is so incredible on the skin. It provides medium buildable coverage. You can build it up to full. It performs very similarly to the Hourglass stick, which is also a triangular shape. Looks very much like this one. The Hourglass, I will say, is a bit more full coverage and it's just like a little bit more clingy to the skin, but clingy in a good way. This is just incredible. It applies like a moussey dream. It looks so good. It's so easy to work with. There's tons of shades. The packaging is really cute. I mean, I can go on and on. Here I am mixing two shades, the MN5 and the TG1. T is in the tan category. M is in the medium category. They both work for me. M is like not a perfect match for me. If there was an MG5, that would probably work a lot better, but it works nonetheless. And then the T is just the right undertone, the right everything. So I just like to blend them together. Now this is a stick that I also traveled with. I went with this product to Uzbekistan, where it's a super dry climate, and it wore perfectly. You can shear it out with something like this for like a very glowy, slightly perfected kind of vibe, or you could apply it full coverage like I'm gonna do right now. So right now I am using the Danessa Myricks brush. I'm just beating it into my skin. Honestly, you don't even need to do much work here. Just a couple of stippling motions. This is so smooth and so creamy, so buttery, so skin perfecting. Doesn't feel heavy, just glorious and beautiful. Look at that. Covers everything you need to cover and more. Does not enhance texture. Although with my skin type, I always like to apply a little bit more on the perimeter, and just whatever's remaining on the brush, I like to move up towards the center of the face, and then the rest I like to handle with concealer. But look at that. It is just so nice. It looks really nice in the monitor. It looks perfect in my close-up mirror. So good. I'm such a fan of this product. LYS, Tisha and team, you guys really killed this one. I am so proud of you. This just may be my favorite foundation of the year because I love the ease of a stick. Problem is, it's so hard to find a good stick. But with this one, I found it. Moreover, it doesn't cling to dry patches like a lot of sticks tend to. There's tons of shades. It is fairly inexpensive. You can get it at Sephora, Black-owned brand. I mean, I can go on and on. Clean. I mean, she's so clean. She's so fresh. Looks like I just washed my face. Doesn't look like I'm wearing anything. It's just delightful. A delightful product. Oh, one more foundation I do have to mention as a fave is the One Size Turn Up the Base Full Beat Foundation. This is a full coverage foundation, but it feels really weightless on the skin. There's only a few ingredients in this, so you could pair this with different types of primers for your particular skin's needs. And to me, this has been another fave because I've missed a full coverage kind of beat. And my prediction for 2025, I've said this in one of my previous videos, is that full coverage foundation that feels skin-like, that feels like skincare and wears very weightlessly, like this One Size. That's my prediction for foundations for next year. I feel like full coverage is going to come back. We're all kind of sick and tired of the clean girl look. It is over. COVID is done. Like, let's bring on the makeup. I'm here for it. I'm here for the full coverage. I want to play with makeup again, okay? And so this is another fave. This is another hit. I do need another shade though. Problem with this one is that there are not too many olive shades. In fact, I think there's only one shade and it's in the tan deep category, which obviously doesn't work for me. So I need more olive shades and then we'll be set. Let's move on. No new concealers for the month of November or October, but I went back to my Tarte Shape Tape. I just love it so much. It is just so damn reliable, so damn trusty, so perfect for me, even though I like to play around and try different concealers, but this is the one that I always seem to go back to. There's just nothing like it. It offers the fullest coverage without looking cakey or heavy, so I'm just a fan. I've been a fan for a long time, and this is what I'm gonna use today. So not a new fave, but an all-time fave, and concealer is probably the only category where I have a top fave. Like my one top favorite concealer, Tarte Shape Tape. Everything else is good, but not as good. Yes, I do like the NARS. I love the Kosas. Jane Iredale has a great concealer. Mario, Live Tinted. So many concealers that I actually do like. L'Oreal True Match, super good drugstore concealer. Rimmel, Physicians Formula. I'm sorry, but the Tarte Shape Tape, it's just the best of all worlds. It's full coverage, yet not cakey, never creases, lasts forever. Does need to be set though. I don't know of a concealer that is self-setting, but that's fine by me. It's just so damn good. Works with every type of foundation out there. In fact, I sometimes even wear my Tarte Shape Tape as foundation, like all over the face, Gen Z style. One of my youngest besties is 15, my best friend's daughter and also my goddaughter. She's a makeup girl, loves makeup. She's so good at makeup. I always love to hear her point of view, also my sister's. But one time this girl comes over to my house with this beautiful full face, full coverage type of beat. And I asked her, what foundation are you wearing? You look so good. And she said, I'm not wearing foundation. And so me and my best friend looked at her and we're like, well, what's on your face then? She's like, it's just concealer. Concealer all over the face? Yup. And sure enough, she was wearing Tarte Shape Tape concealer all over the face. It was beautiful. It was full coverage. She looked incredible. These nails are just like making me want to do that. All right, so now that we've established all this positivity in this video, let's reel it back a tad. I have some failed products in the powder category. Sadly, so sadly, I'm gonna have to give it to, I can't even find it on my desk here. Did I get rid of it that quickly? Hi, Bowie. Damn, I hated it that much. It's no longer here, and I just talked about it. That is a sad ordeal, but that should tell you a lot. All right, since I can't find it, I'll just say it. Unfortunately, I did not love the new Makeup by Mario talc-free setting powder. So in my notes, I wrote that this powder, not only is it luminous and has sparkles, but it also kind of looks like film on the face. So like if you have your foundation, your powder, your concealer looking all nice underneath, and then you put this like plastic-like film of fakery over it, that's what that powder looked like to me. It just was not flattering to the foundation underneath, nor the concealer. It just made it look like everything was trapped underneath this plastic veil with sparkles. It was weird. I didn't like it. It didn't work for my skin type, and I love most of Mario's products. This is probably the first product that I didn't like, and I dare to say I didn't just not like it, I actually hated it because it kind of ruined my face base. And so I'm a little bit mad at that product, okay? I'll just call it for what it is. I'm mad at that product. I didn't like it. I got rid of it quickly. I don't even know where it is at this point. Also, another fail. I didn't love the Tower 28 pressed powder. For a pressed powder, this felt far too sheer, because I guess when I use a pressed powder, I'm expecting it to have a little bit more coverage. I'm expecting it to feel a little bit more solid. This was kind of like scratching the surface and getting some like remnants of a loose powder that felt very, very, very sheer, not really strong enough, not really good enough for my liking. Point is, I've tried better and I'm not gonna reach for this again. Back to the faves. Thank God I just checked my notes because I was about to go on to powder, but I have a favorite blush that I just like completely forgot and failed to mention. I'm talking about the new Huda Beauty blush filter, these two new shades, Coco Loco and Latte. Both of these are super, super cute, and I'm gonna apply them right now, kind of as a bronzer and also as a blush. Now, I've loved this formula since the summertime. In fact, my favorite blush shade for the summer was the strawberry one, but this is great for the current season. Clearly, you only need just a tiny bit of product. This blends out really easily, really beautifully. Almost has this lip stain effect, but in a blush form. Smells amazing. Obviously, I mixed the two colors so that I can have a little bit more of a bronzy moment. Everyone always asks about this brush. This is the Half Magic Blush brush, and it's perfect for liquid or cream blushes like this one. I know this color is a little bit scary at first, but it blends out so nicely. And once I apply my powder and set everything in place, you'll see that it's not scary at all. But a little bit does go a long way, and a little bit is really all you need. I do have a lot more on this side. I don't know why. This is good. This is a little bit too much. Not a problem though. Watch this. I'm gonna take my OIS stick and I'm going to very gently clean up and dilute that a tad. On this side, I'll dilute this a tad more. And because all of these products are so flexible, so moldable, so easy to work with, that absolutely did it for me. And there's no cakiness whatsoever. So just remember, as long as your face isn't set with powder, you can do this. And look how nice that looks. That is like the perfect bronzer blush that I was going for. Literally, this is what I was going for. Just like subtle fall Thanksgiving vibes, you know? So good. All right, so now to set everything in place, I'm gonna use my One Size, my trusty One Size translucent setting powder. The translucent one is my favorite, but I do like the peach and the pink for color correcting as well. So what I'm gonna do is first set the under eye with the loose. I'm also gonna set the side of the nose, downwards on the pores again, and then with a fluffy brush, I'm gonna pick up a little bit more. This is a great powder because it's fine enough for the under eye, but it is also strong enough for the rest of the face. So at this point, point, if you want to add bronzer, you can. I am thinking I should have probably added a little bit of the LYS bronzer, this one, but I forgot. And I feel like with the blush, we're doing all right. I have one more favorite blush, and it is a powder blush. So if you want to apply some powder on top of your set face, this powder blush from NARS is a hit for me. There's lots of wearable shades, also some brighter shades. This shade Behave, which is kind of like a nudie rose, good for what I'm going for. I'm gonna use the big Mario brush and kind of just set the cheek. I feel like it just brings everything together. But if you're looking for a nice, reliable, classic type of powder blush, this NARS one, I thought it had a funky name. No, it's just called blush. This NARS blush is it. All right, fun part, eyeshadow palettes, colorful makeup time. I have a lot of favorite eyeshadow palettes this month in no particular order. I really enjoyed the Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette in Fawn. This is a perfect fall or everyday type of palette. It has beautiful matte, shimmery, and satin shades, all very, very wearable, but also have a little bit of interest. This is a wet, sparkly shade. This has got a little bit of that chromaticism, so there's definitely a variety in here. Plus, the compact is just so gorgeous. It's so vintage looking. It perfectly goes with my background, which, by the way, those are Lisa Eldridge lipsticks in there. I just think this would make a really great gift for someone who appreciates makeup, who likes the luxurious side of makeup. I really liked it. A little bit on the expensive side, especially for a 6-pan palette, but this is so pretty. I also really did enjoy the Icy Nude Palette by Huda Beauty. This is said to be the last 18-pan eyeshadow palette for the brand, which made me naturally very sad. The 18-pan palettes from Huda Beauty are by far my favorites. They are the only ones I actually consider palettes. The others are not really up my alley. These are up my alley. I love the quality here. I love the range of shades, all these different types of formulations. This was fun. This feels different and wintry. I like it. But I will say my favorite palette for the season is probably the NATASHA DENONA Roxa Palette. This is a purple palette that also has some burgundy shades, some teal shades, and so it is very interesting. It is very pleasing to the eye. To me, purple is the most wearable of the colors, so it's practically a nude in my opinion. It's just so easy to wear. It looks good on everybody, on every skin tone, on every eye color. So today I'm gonna use this palette, and I'm gonna do something really simple and really wearable. I like my vibe that I'm going for today is kind of approachable, so I really want to do a very approachable look, perhaps a 1 or 2 shadow look. And I'm going to focus on this section, which is more of a maroon wine colored section. So let's see. I'm going to start with this light shade here called Regal. I'm going to pick it up on this tiny little Jane Iredale brush. You know, I never actually remove the film from my NATASHA DENONA palettes. I don't know why I do that, but maybe I should remove the film and actually utilize this giant mirror. Oh, okay, this is why I never remove the film, because it breaks. ASMR for you. Maybe that was for me, not for you. I did not peel off the glue, you guys. No! Never mind, I tried it. First shade, Regal, inner corner, and a pinch on the brow bone. Never really start my eyeshadow with the inner corner, but today I want to go for such an easy look that anyone can recreate, whether you have this palette or any other palette. Basically, I'm applying the shimmery light shade to the parts that I want to catch the light. Next, I'm gonna pick up a clean brush, similar flat brush, and move on to this shade here called Heather. I'm not yet sure how to describe this shade. Perhaps a dusty brick rose. I'm applying it to the center of my lid, also overlapping with the sparkles, and just like gently concentrating the color closer to the lash line rather than to the crease, just kind of like washing it over. That's the vibe. Ooh, that is cute. Let's do that on the other side. So remember, concentrating the color closer to the lash line, kind of diffusing it upwards, overlapping with the shimmery shade, not going too far past the crease, keeping it contained. Like that, very nice. Next, gonna pick up the shade right next to it, Cherries, and completing that gradient, concentrating the shade closer to the lash line, winging it out a bit, just because that's what I do for my eye shape, but also blending with the previous shade, still creating that gradient and that little bit of a wash. You see how it's like slightly pulled here? You could do this with a fluffy brush, but I find it a little bit easier to do it with this precise detailing kind of brush, because then you can really control the outcome. I really like how that looks. Oh, so sultry, but wearable. Next eye. why. By the way, what do you guys think about me conducting my Faves X Fails videos every 2 months instead of every 1 month? I feel like the reason why I skipped October is because I was traveling so much since September, and these weren't local trips, these were major trips. I went halfway across the world to Uzbekistan, then I went to London for a little brand trip, not a little brand trip, a big brand trip, and recently I just went to Dubai, so it's been really hard for me to test new makeup on YouTube the way that I like to. So considering this, would it be better, would it be easier if I do a once every couple of months Faves X Fails? You let me know. Also, just because I'm traveling does not mean that I'm not active on my other channels. I am very much active on the gram, on the TikToks, except my content there is less reviews, but more like daily dealings, fashion, nails, beauty, travel, lifestyle. So if you're not following me there, but you want to know more, then you should definitely be following me. All right, this is where the eye is at the moment. Now I'm going to take a fluffy brush and I'm going to diffuse and just lift everything up. I'm not going to pull down and I'm not going to blend down. I'm just blending up towards the tail end of the brow like that. And same thing here. No pulling down, only up. All right, one more shade I want to test out, and it is this Orchid on the very bottom. And this one, I think I'm going to concentrate right here in that outer V. I'm using the same brush still, just because it has that very, very fine tip. And this shade is a lot more purpley than the others. The others are on the wine side. And then back to my fluffy brush, and I'm gonna pull this up in just like small circular motions. Remember the old school days of YouTube? Circular motions. Windshield wiper motions. That's what they used to teach us. And it's also the reason why I'm here doing this. Thanks to those people that paved the way. Makeup Geek, Candy Johnson, Promise and Michelle Fawn, it's Judy Time, so many OGs. So I'm noticing that a little bit of the eyeshadow creeped to the bottom. So I'm gonna take a clean brush. Brush was not clean, it had sparkles on it. Damn it. I'm gonna take another brush with some powder on it and I'm gonna diffuse that just a little bit. I'm gonna go back to that shade Regal and just add that a little bit on top to the inner portion, kind of like overlapping some of the matte shades. Not too much, just a little, for just a little bit of a glow. That's so pretty, so pretty. I'm gonna leave it at that. Love this palette. Love the fact that you can create something super wearable, but eye-catching enough with such dramatic shades. Definitely a fave of mine, and it's gonna be an all-time fave, because I love me some purples and also some maroons. All right, let's move on to lashes. This month, I have a new favorite lash primer and mascara combo from Hard Candy. Inexpensive, but makes a difference. Everybody noticed my lashes in that video when I tested this, so today I'm going to use it again. I think it was the primer that really makes the difference, which is something I typically don't believe in, but this primer is kind of different because it lifts the lashes. As you saw, I did not curl my lashes, but this primer definitely lifts them upright and it makes them stiff. So when you're ready to apply your mascara, you're kind of applying it to an already uplifted, stiff canvas. Does that make sense? What's cool is that this primer is blue, so you could really see it on your lashes once you apply it. And unlike other primers that tend to clump the lashes together, this one actually separates them. So it's another unique feature of this primer. All right, so primer is done, and I know this is an extra step that I typically don't care to do, but with this mascara, which also features a double brush, it becomes really easy to paint, and the mascara kind of like sticks to that primer in a very different way. So it maintains the lashes looking very soft, but significantly longer, and also they are able to maintain this volume and this fullness while staying separated. So it's kind of a unique combo, I would say. I really like that. So today on my agenda, we have some errands, some banking, some food shopping, little Trader Joe's action, you know? And I think my look is perfect for that. Festive, but approachable, you know? Feeling the season, but not too much. I feel like at the end of the video, I should probably show you guys a close-up, an iPhone close-up, so you could really appreciate the skin texture, the lashes, the eyeshadow, everything, because it is giving. For the lips, I'm already wearing lip liner. It is the Victoria Beckham. Get back to you on the shade. But this month, I am really loving the new SAIE lip liners. They're traditional, sharpenable pencil type of classic lip liners that I love. I also really like the ColourPop trio from my previous video. This is the BFF trio with the nude, the medium nude, and the dark nude / brown lip liners. Really inexpensive, great combo. I'm gonna use the SAIE Shade Twist. I'm gonna go right on top of the liner that I'm wearing already. The Shade Twist is a little bit more mauve-y. God, I love a good sharp lip pencil. So anyway, this thing that I've been doing lately is feather in the lip liner, kind of heavily. And then I have this brush from Rare Beauty. I believe it is their liquid eyeshadow brush. Let's see if I can locate it. Nice and dirty. I've been using this one as a lip brush, and it is the perfect fingertip size for blending and blurring the lip liner inward. You see, and now suddenly it looks so wearable and so easy. And of course you can also actually blur the lip line, and this really helps with making your lips look fuller. But just a tip, keep the edges crisp and sharp. So I really only like to blur the cupid's bow and then the bottom lip line so that it resembles shadow more or less. But the corners are always very sharp. That helps to keep it clean looking. So there you go. Little berry lip, if you will. Okay, for the lipstick, this month I am loving the Lisa Eldridge Refillable Lipstick. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But today I'm not going to use that because I have some new favorites from PIXI from their 25-year anniversary. And they are just the most gorgeous shades. I believe there are about 6 altogether. And I'm not sure if they are limited edition shades or if they're here to stay, but I have 3 here out of the 6 that are my favorites. And it's these 3 right here. First one is Fresh Pink, and it is just like the daintiest pinky nude. I actually use this today. Next is a stunning Cherry Berry. I would totally wear this if this was a night look, but because I'm going to Trader Joe's and to the bank, I think I'm gonna save this. Also, there's this stunning, like the most beautiful rusty brown I have ever seen. Just the most perfect medium nude or tan brown. Perfect for Thanksgiving. I will definitely be wearing this. And I actually do have a video showcasing this. It is just the most perfect shade for fall. But today I want to utilize the pink just to brighten this lip a little bit. I know this looks crazy, but bear with me. I love the PIXI Matte Last Liquid Lip formula so much. It's so easy to wear. It's so thin. You could literally apply this as a liquid lipstick as a full-on color, or you can just blot it on the way that I just did for the most perfect K-beauty-like lip stain. I'm obsessed with this. This looks so pretty, so sophisticated, so demure, all those good things. But I'm not done. I want to do one more thing just to bring everything together. Right now the lips and the eyes are matching a little bit too much, so I'm thinking I want to add a lip oil or something that will tone it down just a bit. Okay, yes, this is perfect. So this SAIE lip oil or glossy bounce. Maybe this is not a lip oil. Maybe this is just a gloss. So this is in the shade Dip, and it is a little bit nudier than what I have going on, but it is actually perfect for what I had in mind. This is the lip combo of my dreams. This is what I've been looking for specifically, and I think I achieved it. It's just so good. And that completes my faves X fails for the month of November. Also October, featuring lots of faves. Not shy on the fails this time around. So I hope you appreciate it, and I hope you guys are here for it. So with that said, I am going to say farewell. I'm going to leave you with this final look and of course a close-up for you to enjoy. Plugging it in right here. And with that, peace out. I'm out. More videos over here. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.